Welcome to Hancock's VMware Half Hour. So, welcome back. We're in the month of Halloween. So, we have the Halloween themed edition. And today, in this short video, we're going to look at updating VMware vSphere vCenter server 7.0 shit to 7.03T for Tango. And the reason being is because a couple of days ago, or it may be over a week ago now, things are moving by so fast. On the 21st of October 2024, Broadcom released another update, 7.0 update 3T for Tango, which fixes the heat flow vulnerability, which was reported in VMSA 2024-0019, which has been subsequently updated to .1 and .2. So the previous update in, I think, 7.0 update 3S didn't fix it. So I did a previous video on this, from R, Romeo, to S, Sierra, or shit, using the VAMI appliance interface. And this was a production in site that we were doing. So we've had to go back to this site today and apply this critical update. We have left it a few days, 5 days in fact, because we were waiting to see whether or not it was pulled or another update was going to come out, because they hadn't actually fixed it. So for continuity, again, because I've said people ask and say, well, have you got a video to do 7.0.3 S to T? And some people think that it's somewhat different. So we're going to go through exactly the same process that we did before. First of all, we're going to back up the VMware vCenter server. When I mean backup, we're going to back up the configuration using the VAMI backup function. I don't mean backup using Veeam backup and replication or one of the other popular third-party backup technologies. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to export the VDS configuration, because this VMware vCenter server is in a rather complex environment with Area Operations Manager, Area Operation for logs, Area Operations for orchestration. It's got vSAN, it's got VDS, it's got other things hanging off VMware vCenter server. So it'll be a real pain in the ass if we really broke it. So export the VDS, make sure that we have a valid backup via VAMI, so that if all goes Pete Tong, we can restore the VMware vCenter server using that. And also, finally, a snapshot. Not really a fan of snapshots, and we'll come on to those later, because just giving you a few hints and tips. That was going to be my evil celebration of Halloween, that we'll look at evil snapshots. So with that, let's get started. So this is a slightly convoluted environment in that we have a managed device. That's the only device that we are allowed to VPN in from. So we have a managed device that's VPN'd into the environment, or connected to the environment. And I'm connected to that managed laptop via Horizon, so that I can actually basically record this session from the video suite. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have already taken a backup of the configuration and the database using VAMI. This is a scheduled task which actually happens at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. anyway. But I like personally to ensure that I actually capture a backup before I actually basically make any changes. And you can see that here, October the 25th, 1:53 p.m. So I've done videos on this before, and I'm sure you know by now, for those that are familiar with VAMI and do backups this way. But for those that you aren't, we click update, and I'm hoping that the VPN connection has not shit out on us like it normally does. Okay. So we're going to stage and install. Nobody is actually basically using VMware vCenter Server at the moment, so we're okay to go. It is going to cause a little bit of downtime, but we're okay to do that. So I'm going to accept the license agreement, followed by next. It's going to run the pre-update checks, which is really checking for certificate failures and whether or not that there are any passwords that have failed. It's telling us that we've got 142 minutes of downtime. And this is why I do like the RDU function, which is in VMware vCenter Server 8 or 8.03, because that reduces your downtime to, I would think, probably 10 minutes or less. And I'm going to click finish. And that's actually going to go off and stage it. And that's going to go off and install it. And that's really all there is to it. So I'm going to stop, and we'll come back when this is at 100%, and I'll show you that we have actually finally updated to what is 2200. So I'll come back shortly. Goodbye for the moment. So I thought I'd just pop back on. So all the modules and packages have now been installed, and we're just waiting for the data to be converted as part of the installation. And in my experience, the data conversion seems to take longer than the actual installation of the new packages. So we'll just have to be patient and wait. So I'll come back when hopefully all is well, fingers crossed, and we get to 100%, and then we'll have to wait for all the services to restart on VMware vCenter Server, and hopefully then we'll have a new shiny and updated 7.03T. Oh, great. Green tick. Installation succeeded 100%. And we'll click close. The good news is that it's gone off and checked at 2:22 p.m. to see if there are any updates, and there aren't. And our version now tells us we're at 7.0302200. So let's check to see whether or not the vCenter server is now running. So there we have it. We've successfully updated to 7.0302200 or build 243222018. And you can see that confirmed here, 243222018. And there's just one other thing that I wanted to show you. It was this, and this was a question that came up on Discord the other day, that somebody was actually concerned that they'd updated their VMware vCenter server 7.03S to 7.03T, so they thought, but they were a little bit confused when they looked at the VMware vSphere client, which still turned around and said that they were on 7.0301900, although the build over here says 243222018. This is the vSphere web client, the vSphere web client, the browser side. And you may recall, if you've seen some of my videos, when VMware vSphere vCenter server starts up, you get the no healthy upstream as it's starting the services. And then it actually basically turns around and says web client initializing. This is the web client. So the web client is not changed, but the back-end functions of VMware vCenter server have changed. So just to answer that little question, if it puzzles you why the build number's not changed there, but the build number has that changed there. The build number there is 243.22018. You are running the latest version of VMware vCenter Server 7.03T. Okay, thanks so much for watching this short one. I'll put in the description the RDU function if you're on version 8 to get you to a critically fixed CVE where the bug has been fixed. If you're on the 8.0 track, this is 7.0. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.